Welcome to FireStar Tarot. Let's begin the journey of spirituality, insight, intuition, wisdom, and inner knowledge. Looking at life from a higher perspective. Mind-blowing creativity. The path to self. The universe is your playground.
I totally need to fix that ending to where it fades out a little bit better. Hello, Taurus, and welcome to FireStar Tarot. I am Empress Egypt, and this is your reading, all right? So we are going to do this reading a little bit different from how I normally used to do my zodiac readings. For my zodiac signs, I would typically go with like love and just kind of stick with a whole love situation, you versus them. But I've decided to look at a cycle within your life, okay? So let me break this down a little bit before we get started. I am going to have you ask Spirit a question, okay? So get your question in your head. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to actually focus on it while I'm shuffling the deck and just going over the typical introduction rules, okay? But I want you guys to just go ahead and start thinking of a question. This can pertain to life or love. Just promise me that you're going to ask the question from both perspectives, not just a one-sided perspective. So if you're asking a question pertaining to love, of course, make sure that you're asking a question like, am I on the right path when it comes to love? Or am I going to find love? You know, something that is about you, but more importantly about loving someone else as well. Okay, so again, same thing with career and anything you ask, just make sure it's kind of from a higher perspective, not a perception of visually seeing things, okay? So this is more emotional, energy, spiritual kind of feeling, not physical, okay? So don't ask a question, is my person coming back to me? Don't ask a question, I'm going to find love tomorrow. You know, ask a question as far as something that is going to expand you as a individual, okay? So are you destined to find love? Are you on the right path when it comes to love? Are you on the right path when it comes to your career? Just focus on a question that you think is pretty strong, but kind of also to a little bit, not general, but not very, very specific either, okay? Because this is an expansion read. So it's about the growth and the cycles of how to grow, okay? How to maybe get over someone, maybe how to move on, those kind of things, okay? So with that being said, let's get into the basic rules. Remember, you guys, energy is very fluid here, okay? Which means this energy can be for you. This can be for someone you're thinking of. This can also be just the energy of the collective of Taurus, okay? This should resonate with most Tauruses. If it doesn't, definitely check your placement chart. I have provided a link in the description box above as below. You guys check out your placements. You might think you're a Taurus. Come to find out, you might not even be a Taurus. So if this reading doesn't resonate with you, definitely maybe check out your other placements, because sometimes you can find, especially like your moon sign is going to deal with more emotions. And of course, your sun sign, Taurus, it would be my sun sign, is all about growth. So again, check out your placements, because certain areas, certain placements will actually be designated for certain areas of your life, okay? All right. So like I said, this is an expansion read. So this is about your sun sign. So this is definitely going to resonate with a lot of my sun Tauruses, okay? And hello, my fellow sun Tauruses. I am a Tyrannian. I'm a Toro as well. So rock on, right? So with that being said, you guys, also don't forget feminine and masculine. When I speak of it in my readings, I am referring to the masculine and feminine within you, okay? Because this is an expansive reading. I am focused on self. I am focused on your growth, on your expansion, as well as mine, all right? Hello, Jenny. I hope I said it right, Jenny or Jenny. Hello and welcome. You guys, my comments are on. If you are live streaming this, if you see that red live button, you guys can communicate with me. As long as you don't ask personal questions, I'm okay with any questions you ask pertaining to the reading, as long as it helps the collective, okay? Also, too, if you have any questions pertaining to the reading itself, definitely ask away. For those of you guys not catching this live, don't forget to comment down below. Let me know what you think of my new intro. I know it was a little off. My StreamYard does not support, my computer does not support StreamYard, so there's a little bit of glitching. If you guys want to see that intro a little bit more clear, definitely follow me on Instagram. I have uploaded it on Instagram as well. All right. Also, too, I announce all my winners for my giveaways on Instagram, so definitely make sure you're following me. If you guys are into hair, nails, that kind of thing, and also my readings, also check out Pinterest. Okay. So back to the reading, you guys. Also remember, what was I saying? We were talking about, remember, time is irrelevant here. Everybody is going to expand and grow in different time spurts, right? In different growth spurts. So it's important to understand that when I speak of time, I usually refer to time in a past, present, and future kind of energy. I will not specifically say dates unless I am being, influenced to, okay? Or times, all right? So again, awesome, Janie. All right, perfect. So with that being said, you guys, that's pretty much everything. Anything I don't go over in the intro, I will put in the description box if I forget it, including timestamps, you guys. I will be offering timestamps after this live is over, okay? I think that's pretty much it. Remember, this is about self-growth, self-expansion when it comes to love and life, all right? The way we're going to do this is I'm going to lay down 10 cards. We're going to start with one at a time. I will be looking this way, you guys, because it is a 10-card spread. There are 10 questions that I'm going to be focusing on, 10 energies I'm focusing on. So I will be looking this way because it is a lot to remember, as well as looking this way here. You guys see my eyes going this way. It's the screen, so I can see your comments. I can see my live statuses and my analytics over here, okay? So let's do this, okay? I have already shuffled off the camera. I will be shuffling with you guys on camera as well, all right? So again, we're going to be doing the cycle spread. It's what I call it, okay? And this is my own cycle. I just kind of my own spread. It's just something that I had influence to do in my mind and in my heart. And so it's really helped me. This is something I've been doing for myself for a while when I have any kind of difficulties, with where to start, right? For me, this cycle really took place, this tarot spread really took place when I was trying to get over someone of my past, okay? They kind of came back to haunt me years later, because I had never fully closed that door or even got closure within myself, right? I never communicated with myself the circumstances and the, obviously, the challenges. So long story short, you guys, this reading really helps me to grow anytime I'm facing something where I feel stuck, stagnant, lost, okay? That's this reading. Again, this is a self reading. So we're going to focus on the first card first. Obviously, I've already shuffled and set intentions into the whole reading. So all of the decks that I do grab have been pre-shuffled, okay? But again, I'm shuffling with you guys on camera too. So I do focus on the first split because, again, I've already set intentions, okay? So we do have the Three of Cups coming through, which Three of Cups came out in the Aries reading. So if you have Aries in your chart pertaining to emotions, then definitely check out the Aries reading. Or if you're just curious how to get over someone as far as love goes, definitely check out the Aries reading because it really attacks the emotions with this, not necessarily third-party situations, but just happiness when it comes to finding happiness and getting over someone, okay? Also, too, we have the Chariot in the reverse, okay? So this is telling me there is some stagnation. There is some maybe even pulling back from divine, okay? There's some unbalancing going on with my Tauruses. When I was shuffling off a camera, there were a few cards that really stood out to me, and there was a lot of just not really being able to manifest because it's not that you couldn't see things for what they were, but I kept getting the moon. I would get the moon in the upright. I would see the moon in the reverse. So this is telling me that you're trying to manifest seeing illusions for what they are. It's like you still don't know quite what are illusions, but you kind of are figuring it out. Does that make sense? You're working really hard. You're just having a hard time seeing things for what they are, okay? Now, also, too, with that Three of Cups energy, this can be pertaining to a family member. This can also be bringing in some love into the situation, or maybe even a third-party situation you're focused on, a karmic situation, maybe an ex with someone else, that kind of energy, okay? And clearly that's just coming through from the beginning of the shuffle. That doesn't mean that's going to be the cards that lay down, all right? We also have the Four of Swords in the reverse, as well as the Chariot still in reverse, okay? So this is a lot of energy of really you just kind of being your own worst enemy here. I feel like a lot of my Tauruses have been really in their mental state, really maybe just kind of beating yourself up when it comes to your thoughts. So therefore, because these thoughts are constantly in your head, and it's kind of hard to really figure out what thought's real and what thought's not real. especially because they're thoughts. Therefore, there's something, again, because I was getting a lot of the 9 of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So this is telling me there's a lot of thoughts of this thing, but this thing's not really manifested, right? There's a lack of manifestation with whatever these thoughts are, okay? Yeah, look, Hierophant, right? Hierophant energy is you being open-minded, though. This is why I was picking up on that energy of you guys actually, trying to figure it out, right? You're working on it even though you can't manifest it. The energy's there. The potential to manifest, the ability to manifest is there. The ability to be able to communicate to yourself, to think for your, to think in a balanced way, right? It's all there, regardless if it's not, if it was in the reverse or not, the energy's still there. Okay, so that's what's important to understand with all of the cards, regardless if they're in the upright or the reverse. All right. So with the Hierophant energy, this is telling me that you are being very open-minded. Okay, you're being willing to learn. You're being willing to teach if you need to teach. Of course you want marriage. Of course you want long-term goals. Of course you want commitment. And I feel like even more importantly with my Tauruses, because you are so grounded, not stubborn, just your feet are firmly planted in the ground. There's a lot of wanting to complete, right? The long-term game, the end game, which is actually beautiful because a lot of other signs have to try to find that. My Taurinians, my Tauros, you already have it, right? So there's, again, this is why people think, we're stubborn. I don't think we're stubborn at all. Again, I just think we're very, very firm with what it is that we believe in because we put so much emotion, thought, and of course, just being into it that it becomes life, right? So again, this is that energy. And not only that, but hello, the Hierophant is Taurus energy, right? This is the Taurus's card. So your energy's coming through very beautifully here, Taurus, all right? And again, so I do feel like this is just that grounding energy is probably more than likely going to be this Chariot, this pullback from divine, all right? So again, this unbalancing is actually God, all right? This unbalancing is made to wake you up in some way, shape, or form. So it's important to understand that before we even lay these cards on the table. Okay, look, that wants to come out. 7 of Wands, lots of problems and fears, okay? Obviously, I'm not going to take that, but I will put it in the middle because it is important, okay? So again, just a lot of problems and fears right now really surrounding you. Again, this is where all those illusions are going to come from. Anything that's gone wrong, anything that challenged you to the point where it made you feel less of, or it made you feel like you weren't grounded. Anything that has shaken you and made you feel unstable, inconsistent, anything that has taken you off your balancing is definitely going to hold some kind of control over you, okay? And so that's what I'm really picking up with this here. And so I do feel like that's what that pullback is, okay? But remember, this is a pullback from divine, right? So whatever it is that you're going through, whatever question it is that you've been focusing on here, Spirit wants you to know, hey, look, it's okay to be pulled back sometimes. It's okay to be going through challenges and problems and fears because I need you to see something. I need you to wake up so that you can be prepared and ready for what I have in store for you, okay? Energetically, a lot of people are being called to do things that they weren't normally called to do. And I think everybody can pretty much agree that there's some serious things going on in our world. So again, that's kind of what I'm feeling here. I feel like, honestly, a lot of people are going through some things because of what we're going through as an energy, as a collective worldwide, okay? So again, a lot of people are being called to waken up when maybe they didn't really even understand what this was, what was spirituality, or even people who, may have not had faith in a higher being, right? Or in a creator, or even in self, right? Because remember, divine is in you, right? You are the God. God is you. You are God. It's the same, right? We are the creation. We are the son. We are the children. We are the daughters, right? Anyways, getting off track here. A1 Queen, how are you, my love? Over there on Facebook. But anyways, so 5 of Wands, I feel like, honestly, too, this is the last shuffle, too, so this is pretty significant here. So I feel like towards the ending of whatever cycle with the question you're asking created a lot of competitiveness in you, or made you feel like you had to compete in some way, shape, or form, okay? Still this pullback, with divine here, right? But this energy is an energy of really feeling cutthroat, feeling like you have to compete and fight for what's yours. And as a Taurinian, that's just not comfortable because, you'll fight for what you want to go after. Yeah, no problem, right? You'll charge after it. You're the bull. But this is an energy of more having to feel like you can't be yourself and you have to be something you're not to be able to see some, to get something. This is an energy of just not really feeling comfortable because, again, this is taking you off your path and creating, too many turns, too many bumps in the road here with this energy. And this is outer influence here, okay? And this has to do with creativity. It's creating some blockages within creativity, maybe even some blockages with intimacy, okay? So right off the bat, you guys, just with the shuffles, I'm kind of getting some heavy vibes of possibly focusing on an ex, focusing on an ex individual, or maybe just someone you never had, or something that has you feeling like you have to compete or fight for attention, okay? This could be a job too. This does not have to be a relationship, okay? Because again, this is love and life, okay? And it is such a wide spectrum here, okay? I didn't want to really pinpoint in specifics in this reading. I will be going into an extended if you guys want to purchase the extended for $5, where I will really clarify and get to the details, okay? So there won't be any clarifying really a whole lot or details, because like I said, I want to be able to really help you guys grow and expand. And the details really don't matter when you're expanding, okay? They really don't. As long as you're looking at everything in a bigger picture, all the details will be included in all of the decisions you make, okay? So again, the details in this reading don't matter, all right? So let's go ahead and get into this reading and find out. We're going to start with card number one, obviously. Let me break down what number ones mean, okay? Number one is all about God. It's all about the power, right? It's all about the power of divine within you, and the power that was given to you through this connection for you to be able to maneuver in this universe, right? To maneuver in your human body that has restrained you from normally the capabilities and the understanding of what you know. Therefore, this is the 5D versus the 3D, okay? Us in our human bodies is the 3D, all right? The 5D is our energetic selves, right? This is the divine, right? The divine in us, the divine up, right? So again, our 5D always speaks to us in 3D. Some people think that this is their spirit guides, possibly could be your divine self speaking to you all the time, right? Getting off subject, you guys know me, I do that a lot, I apologize. Let me just get into this reading. So my point is to really focus on, again, understanding that 5D is goal, and we're all 3D awakening to this 5D, okay? Maybe some of you guys have already known this for a while, but for a lot of my content, my people who watch my content, my followers, they're still in the awakening process, okay? Or they're still in the blinding process of the material world. So it's really hard to still try to maneuver, okay? Bottom of the deck, starting out, look, here we got this Power of Cups, right? The Ace of Cups. So love is going to be what grounds you, Taurus, okay? Love is going to be what really gets you by in this world, okay? So just remember, no matter what, no matter the severity of the difficulties or the easiness in life, make sure that you consistently show love, and I promise you things will be easier for you, okay? So this is telling me that this is that grounding energy that you need to try to always keep balance throughout your whole life, including the cycles you go through, all right? All right, spirits, let's go ahead and tap into number one. Remember, number one is, again, the power that God has given you, okay? So this is really going to be the opportunity within whatever it is that you have been asking, that question you have been focusing on, all right? All right, Spirit, let's get number one first, please. One card flip. We do have the Eight of Swords. Very interesting. So this is telling me that there are opportunities within this feeling like a prisoner, okay? I don't know why you guys are feeling like a prisoner. There could be multiple reasons why you're feeling like a prisoner. But it's important to understand with the Eight of Swords that this is thoughts. Remember what I was telling you guys in the very beginning? I felt like there was a lot of thoughts, okay? A lot of thoughts. So that's what this is. Definitely, Rosie. We'll definitely do it. Actually, the way I do it is my PayPal description is down below. Are you talking about the extended? The extended, my PayPal link, you guys, if you want to book a personal reading, if you want the extendeds, if you want to just donate to my channel, I have provided my PayPal link down below. For the extendeds, just send the $5 via PayPal. As soon as you send the money, send me an email. And in that email, just be like, hey, Empress Egypt, I just purchased the extended for Taurus. That way I know what video, because I'm going to be doing 12 videos this week for zodiac signs. So I'll be doing 7 extendeds, okay? The other thing with my extendeds is important to know, I do my extendeds live stream just like I do these readings. So I do require at least 5 or 6 people to purchase before I actually go live, okay? So just understand that the wait for the extended, if within 72 hours I don't get 5 or 6 people that have purchased an extended, I'll just go ahead and give the extended live to those who have it. But just understand there's about a 48-hour to 72-hour wait, so I can see how many people are purchasing that extended. So once the extended has gone live, you can still purchase the extended. It's just that it'll be in a link versus, but I'll still send you the link in an email for the live stream. Sorry, getting off subject. So let's get back to number 1. So remember, this is the opportunities, you guys, okay? So normally the 8 of Swords is an energy of just really feeling like there's so many thoughts in your head. There's a lot of confusion in your thoughts. One minute you feel this way, the next minute you feel that way. Maybe from the next minute you're feeling and thinking about something totally different. So there's just a whole lot of thoughts in this confusion right here, okay? But Spirit wants you to know that you have this power, okay? This power to actually think, all right? Because the Swords wouldn't come through in your opportunities. So what Spirit is saying is there's opportunities when you're in your head like this. When you're actually in your head thinking about all of these things, it's like Spirit wants me to tell you, look, there's people who can't even think of things in their heads, okay? There's people who have a hard time even getting one thought in their head. So for you, Taurus, to have all these thoughts in your head is actually an opportunity beyond your capability of understanding, okay? This is what Spirit is telling you. God is telling you, look, I'm giving you these thoughts for a reason. You choose to entrap yourself in them, right? Instead of actually taking these thoughts, organizing them, creating a plan, and using them, you're tying yourself up in them, okay? You are creating the mind of maniacs, okay? I relate 100%. I am a Tauranian. I do this all the time. It is very hard for me to stick to things, okay? And the only reason I'm able to stick to things now is because spirituality became a big part of my life. Basically, it is life, right? Without spirituality, there'd be no life. My point is that before fully understanding the capabilities of my energy, not my limitations with my body, but my mind, my emotions, and the power that was given to me, I was able to see this. I was able to realize that I had to organize my thoughts. I had to pull one thought at a time. I had to take that thought and make it become a manifestation, make it become action, right? So that's what this is. You have a whole bunch of ideas in your head, good and bad, and that's okay. You're able to have good and bad. Just make sure you try to balance them out, right? Make sure that all these thoughts aren't bad, because when they're all bad, that's when this is the issue, right? So you have to balance out these thoughts a little bit, right? You have to be able to say, okay, I get what she's saying. Let me take 8 of these thoughts. I'm sorry, there's 8. Let's say there's 8 thoughts in your head, right? Because this is the eight of Swords. Say you take 4 of those thoughts and make 4 of them negative and 4 of them positive. That's kind of the balancing act. Or maybe even 5 and 6 or whatever. I can't add right now. You get what I'm saying though, right? Balance those thoughts out. And remember, Spirit is telling you, God is telling you, look, be lucky you have all these thoughts. Stop using them and entrapping yourself in them. Start making them reality. Start taking one thought at a time and making it action, making it manifestation, okay? So there are opportunities within this. And Spirit saying, again, remember, I gave you those thoughts for a reason. Most people don't even have all those thoughts, right? All those thoughts, look at it, even good and bad. And even if they're all bad, look at all those negative thoughts in your head that are actually things that you can manifest. Maybe not in the exact same way, because you have to remember, you're still seeing through that 3D perception, right? So you're still having a hard time fully understanding that when you get it, it's not going to be how you expect it, because you're expecting to see it look a certain way, smell a certain way, feel a certain way, right? All of it, taste a certain way. And Spirit's trying to tell you, hey, it's not going to be like that, because again, you have to get out of that way of seeing and understand that all of these thoughts can manifest. You just have to get rid of the perception of what it's going to look like, right? The expectation of what it should look like, right? All right, now let's go ahead and find out what number 2 is about, right? Number 2 is all about the balance and harmony. Number 2 is actually the first, right? So this is what God gives you, okay? This isn't really even about you. This is about what God's saying, I'm giving you, all right? So God's giving you this. Now we're going to step into the actual beginning of this cycle for you. I know you guys have focused on that question. I want you to keep focusing on the question, what it is that you're trying to, again, create growth in, expand in, whether this is love, life, career, doesn't matter, okay? Keep thinking of this question with every card that we lay down and relate it to exactly what it is that you're questioning, okay? Again, because all of my Tauruses are going to be going through different situations, but energetically, it's going to be the same feel, okay? Just a different perception, okay? All right, so again, this is going to be about the balance, the harmony. 2 is all about adversity or difficulties, changing. So either it's going to be balanced or unbalanced, right? Harmonious or unharmonious, right? Same kind of situation. Justice is served or justice is not served, right? It's the scales. It's the balancing act, all right? So again, we're going to really look at what do you need to do first here. We're going to be looking at the decisions that need to be made, okay? So we went from the opportunities, and now we are stepping into the decision. All right, Spirit, show me card number 2, please. What's going on with number 2? We have the 3 of Cups. There's the 3 of Cups I was talking about, okay? So again, this is telling me that I do feel like, honestly, there's a decision. Either you are the third party or you're dealing with someone who is a third party, okay? I do honestly feel like this is a focus, again, because I was seeing a lot of, again, the power of love here. So for some of you, some of my Tauruses with this 3 of Cups energy, as far as the decision goes, this is either you choose to be the third party or you choose to not be the third party. This is you either choose to go after someone who is in a third party that's not happy, or you're choosing to focus on a third party situation. And what I mean by a third party situation in my readings, it's important to understand that, yes, this could be karmic situations. You know, maybe somebody that you love is in another relationship and you feel like it's their karmic partner. It's not for you to say. I'm not trying to be mean, but you have to think from a different perspective. You can't look at it just because you feel for this person that this person is your person, right? You can't just because you feel this way for someone think that automatically you know what their relationship is like, okay? So with that being said, I want you to understand that if you are focused on someone who is in a relationship and this third party is you focused on, again, their karmic, okay, or what you think is their karmic, Spirit is telling me that there's going to have to be a decision that you have to choose, okay? Now, for those of you where you're not focusing on someone who is in a situation and there's a third party, the 3 of Cups is going to really just speak of family. If it doesn't speak of family, this is going to be of friends, okay? This is something that's going on where you're going to have to make a decision with these third party situations, okay? So again, whether this is a love situation, a karmic situation, whether this is coworkers, whether this is friends, whether this is family, this can even also be just outer influence when it comes to emotions, okay? This is why it's usually a person situation, because usually people tend to influence people, or your views of how you see things can influence decisions, okay? Regardless, this is outer emotional disunion, okay? So what this is telling me is there's going to be some form of decisions that you have to make either with friends, family, lovers, or just your circle in general. Because with the 3 of Cups in reverse, this is telling me that it's not working out. There's some shit going on in these third party situations, okay? And so there's a decision that needs to be made. So again, there's going to be 3 different situations here. For some of you, it's going to be karmic situations. For some of you, it's going to be friends or family. And for others of you, it may just be your alter ego. This could also be a divine, connection influence. Maybe you not allowing divine, anything that is that trifecta, anything that is that triangle, okay? So it's just a triangle, and you've got to put those people into those points. It doesn't matter what situation is. It's going to be the same, Again, it doesn't matter if it's intimate, platonic, friendship. It's going to be, you're still going to handle it the same way. You still got to think about it. You still got to look at all the decisions, all the options, negatives and positives of everything. Decisions, look, I'm going to be honest with you. Where we go wrong a lot is by making decisions without looking at all possible outcomes, looking at everything from the negative and positive. We tend to be naive and just jump into things or make a decision based off of emotion. We've voted like that for so long, over and over again. We keep voting with emotions, and we don't realize why our country keeps getting shittier and shittier here in America. But it's the reality. We vote based off of how they act, emotions, instead of actually voting on the paperwork of it, like what these people have actually done. Actions, right? Actions, not words, actions. Actions are everything. But it's also a very big part of how you think, how you speak, and then it becomes actions. So yes, there's plenty of people that walk around with positive thoughts, positive feelings, and there's people who still can't communicate right. It's just kind of like a curse, and they speak wrong, but their actions may be wrong, right? So ultimately what happens, it doesn't matter how good they are here, if they're speaking rudely and acting rudely, it's going to create some issues. Same thing in the opposite way. What if they have negative thoughts and they speak negative, but when they what if they have negative thoughts and they feel bad in their heart, but when they speak nicely, and when they do things nicely? Same kind of energy. Again, you have to look at all options, okay? And I was just using the voting thing as like an an example. I use a lot of examples on my channel, and I tend to use politics a lot because that's something that's very two-sided. So it's very easy to be able to compare. Make sense? So it's same thing with good and bad, for sure. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into number 3. So like I said, I'll probably clarify if I need to 1 or 2 cards, and then in the extended we'll really clarify. I'm not gonna really clarify here because either way, Spirit's saying, look, a decision has to be made, right? This is card number 2. This is the process of anything that you're gonna be questioning. You're gonna have 10 steps that you need to take. So these are the 10 steps that you need to take to be able to actually take an idea or take an issue and create an action with it. That's why I wanted to give you guys these expanded readings like this, okay? So again, you have the opportunities, right? God's saying here, I'm giving you all these great ideas. It's your choice whether you make them negative or positive, or whether you balance it out, or whether you, stop yourself from actually taking action with these amazing thoughts that you have in your head, again, because you're the one that's looking at them in a negative way. You're not seeing the positive side of things, right? So that's this energy. Spirit's also saying that it has to do with these third-party situations, friends, family. There's a lot of influence, right? And this influence in the reverse is not good influence. Just like if Spirit's trying to influence you and you're not listening to Spirit, you're not listening into God, you're not listening into divine, right? You're not trusting your intuition. This is still that negative influence, right? This is your mind in the material world stopping the triangle, right? The trifecta. Makes sense? All right, so let's go ahead and go on to number 3. Can we get card number 3 for my Tauruses, please? Card number 3. Okay, that was too many cards, you guys. Let's get one more card, Spirit. One more. I almost lost it. One more card, Spirit. One more card, please. There we go. We have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. All right. So number 3 is actually about, is actually about proceeding. It's about growing. It's about exploring, right? So number 3 is actually the birth of things, right? This is actually the start. Yes, we have, again, the opportunities that are provided from God, all right, your powers. Number 2, we have, again, making the decision, okay? What are you going to do? Are you going to stay stagnant, or are you going to move forward, okay? What are you going to do? Are you going to keep allowing people in the outside circles to influence you, or are you going to create that trifecta between up, you, here, right? Again, you put the 3 points together, but ultimately these 3 points are in the reverse. So that means that they're a straight line, or the triangle is not a triangle. Regardless, the 3 points do not connect, okay? So there's no triangle. So you have to figure out what you need to do to make the decision. What decision needs to be made when it comes to this? You guys already had that question in your head, so this is going to resonate for you, and you're going to know what decision you need to make. You need to look at the decisions, period. That's what Spirit's telling you with card number 2. Look at the options. In those options, look at the negatives and the positives. So if it's for you to either stay with these people that are influencing you in the wrong way, okay, whether this is your growth, if you feel like you're stagnant because of people around you, okay, doesn't matter if it's love, family, friends. If you are stagnant because of people around you, you have to make a decision to either stay in that situation, all right, or you have to make the decision to not be in that influence, right? So when you're looking at the 2 decisions, that's how you have to look at it. Not look at it like, I need to make this decision. Does that make sense? You have to look at the options. You have to look at the choices. You have to look at the decisions to be made. So from that point is when you start looking at the negatives and positives within both decisions, right? So if I choose to stay, what do I need to do on the positive end to not allow this influence to bother me? What do I need to do on the negative end to make sure this influence doesn't bother me? Makes sense? And of course, there's going to be many avenues. Everybody's situation is going to be different, but you need to also do it on the other end. If you choose to disconnect yourself, right? Because the energy is birds of a feather flock together. You have to be one badass spiritualist person right here to be able to not allow any influence to bother you. I can't even do it, okay? I have serious anger issues. I'm not a perfect person by far. I have so many issues, it's beyond crazy, okay? But I also have notes everywhere. I keep trying to improve and expand, and that's all that it takes. It just takes a little seed of power that says, I want to change. I want to change. I want to change. I want to be better, whatever it is, okay? This is what ultimately this energy is. So this outside influence is going to be very hard. So you have to understand, if you choose to stay with this outside influence that has you stagnant, I don't care if it's a lover, I don't care if it's intimate, I don't care if it's a karmic situation your person's in that you think is a karmic situation, I don't care if it's your friends, I don't care if it's your family, I don't care if it's coworkers. This involves emotions, which means you care for those people regardless. So you have to protect yourself and you have to protect your energy. That's what's going to be, you get what I'm saying? That's the decision. You have to look at both options. You have to look at both options with a plan. You have to think it through, not just with your emotions and how you feel. Same thing, and this really applies to those who are in love with someone who is not communicating. And I'm not saying for all of you guys, because I know that's not the situation for all of you guys, but for those of you guys who are in focused on someone who's in another relationship, it's really, really important for you, because your emotions are really into it on top of intimacy, right? And if there's no communication and you don't, it's like they're not even a decision, even though you're making them a decision. So that's creating a lot of stagnation. Same thing with friends, same thing with family, okay? I'm not saying that friends and family can't do the same shit. Bottom of the line, though, is there's emotions here, all right? So there's feelings involved with this triangle, okay? And again, it's not a triangle right now. It's just whatever shape you can imagine without it connected, all right? So now we're actually talking about what is it that you need to do, like the experience, to explore, to grow, okay? Interesting enough, we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Stop manifesting, Taurus. Okay, so the hardest thing for you to be able to learn, and this took forever for me to realize because I didn't realize what my Taurinian energy and power was about. Tauruses automatically manifest, okay? So if your thoughts are in this mindset like this, what do you think you're manifesting? You're manifesting this in your life. You're feeling like you can't do shit with your life. You're feeling like you're always held back. You're feeling like life's a fucking mess and all these birds are driving me crazy. Where's the dang knife so I can cut these fucking ropes, right? But you can't find a knife. You can't even reach a knife because you're still imprisoned by your own thoughts. That's this energy. So what happens? You're not manifesting. Straight up, you're not manifesting. So what this means is nothing in your world is working right. Your home's not consistent. Your love's not consistent. Shit. You don't even know if you have it. That's this energy, Nine of Pentacles. So you're exploring this though. Okay, it's important to understand because you have to look at the positives of this. Yeah, your life's hectic. Shit ain't working out for you. Career is not consistent. Love's not consistent. It's not stable. You're a prisoner of your own freaking mind, right? Mind of maniacs. Assume some responsibility. You're not manifesting. It is what it is. But there's so much beauty in this. There really is, because what you need to explore, what you need to experience is the not having it, Taurus, because you manifest it, right? You manifest it so easy. Can you imagine if you understood your manifestation from birth? If you understood your Taurinian energy, if you understood this Taurinian energy, if you knew from the day you were born that anything you thought you would manifest, and again, this is Taurus energy. So if you guys are not a Taurus energy in your sun sign, this is not your story, okay? Because remember, this is sun sign. This is growth. If you guys are looking for your emotions, check out your moon sign, okay? Sorry, I want to say that because I see a couple people hopping on. So again, you're not manifesting shit in your life, right? So if you knew from a baby that all it took was you to, again, stop being your own prison guard, right? Stop being your own restriction. Stop thinking so much shit and start organizing those thoughts and start creating it, because what you think is what manifests, right? So again, that's why you're in this mind of maniacs, right? Because of all this shit and this third party shit. Doesn't matter who it is, where it's at. It's just you focused with this love, this emotions, with this outer influence. Mind of maniacs, here you are, not manifesting shit. But the beauty in this is what we're going to see when we finish this cycle, right? It's not going back to this and cutting the ropes and then starting over. It's finishing out the cycle so you can see how you grow. So you can see how a cycle works, right? That's why we're doing this reading, all right? So, yeah, you're not manifesting, right? Because you're in your head about all the triangle people, right? Whoever's in those points doesn't matter. You, your mom, your dad. You, your ex, their person. You, your friend, and your other friend. Doesn't matter. 3 points, make it happen, all right? Also, too, like I said, this could be God, you, and the world, right? Not the world in between you where you're not seeing fully what your intuition. Okay, you get it, right? All right, y'all are on the same page? All right, good. All right, you guys. So we're going to look at number 4, all right? The 4th card is going to be all about, my favorite, because this is where we're at right now. Stagnation, fixation, perfection. Okay, understand I said negatives and positives, right? So you're fixated on something, all right? You're perfecting things because all 3 of these apply in this stage, whether you realize it or not, right? So you're either you are fixated on something, which is creating stagnation, but you're also brewing perfection, okay? So this is about the stability. This is about the 4 walls. This is the foundation, right? This is the supporting structure, okay? All right, number 4, Spirit. Show me number 4 when it comes to my Tauruses, please. Number 4 when it comes to my Tauruses, please. Ooh, crossing you. Interesting. I love seeing this, though. So you got the World card crossing you, okay? Crossing position here. This is telling me back and forth. It's between accomplishments and failures, and this isn't balanced. I mean, this can be that you are balanced, but I don't really feel like that's what this is, because with this 8 of Swords energy, there's nothing balanced about this, okay? There's nothing balanced about this. This is you thinking about a whole lot of outside shit too much that has created stagnation, okay? So I really feel like what this is this back and forth between accomplishments and failures. I feel like one minute you're looking at this third-party situation and you're thinking, man, there's so many great moments. I love it. And then the next moment you're like, oh, I hate every single one of you. It's back and forth. You know, you're going from loving it to hating it, being thankful for it to regretting it, right? It's the back and forth. It's not being able to really whatever. However, this is stability, right? So how is this stability? Well, you got to ask, is this everything you want? Okay, so it's not about this being the stability. It's about the question you need to ask yourself, okay? This is the question that needs to be asked, okay? Is this everything you want? When it comes to this situation, is it everything you want? Like, is it everything you want? Do you want more? Do you want less? Do you want it to be balanced and just back and forth every day, not really knowing? So the 4s is about the foundation. It's about realizing if this is what you are going to settle for, or if you choose to grow. So it's not that this is stagnation, but yes, it can be stagnation, right? It's not that you're completely fixated and you can't think about anything else, but you are fixated on something doesn't feel right with the situation. You're not happy in this third-party situation. Again, doesn't matter if it's an ex, if it's family, if it's friends. Doesn't matter. It's still emotions. It's still got you feeling like you can't get out of these restraints. It's got you feeling like you can't move forward, okay? But understand that question and that question, because that question is very important. Are you happy? Is this what you want? Are you okay with this situation? Okay? So that's got to be a part of this decision. You have to incorporate it into the decision, okay? All right. So once you understand and you ask yourself that question, you have to ask, is this stable? Is it stable enough for you to be able to be okay with it for the rest of your life? All right. So let's go ahead and move on to number 5. Clearly, you know, I talk about the 5s a lot. This is about the challenges, the struggles, the problems, the trials, the tribulations. But what's really important to understand about the 5s, it's about past. Okay. It's about the past. It's always about the past with 5s. I don't care if anybody else tells you it's not, it is. Okay. The reason it's about the past is because 5s is all about the shit you're going through that's really fucked up. Okay. It's almost very close. It's worse than the 7s to me, because in the 7s, at least the problems and fears are close to the ending of a cycle. It's the realization, it's the coming to light, and it's saying, okay, I'm ending this shit, right? Or I'm ending this thought process or this emotion or whatever. But with the 5s are really, really hard, because it's all about taking a step backwards, right? It's about going back to the fixation, the stagnation, the things in the past, the things that have you not manifesting, the things that aren't working out in these situations, the things that are always in your head. That's what this 5 is about. It's about taking that step back. It's about going backwards. living in the past, all right? Being focused on the past, being fixated on the past, being fixated on the past involving these situations where you don't know if it's an accomplishment or a failure, period, okay? Spirit, what do we have for number 5? Show me what we have for number 5, please. Wow. Spirit's like, we got everything for number 5. I don't know which one to jump out with for first. Here we go. Ah, the High Priestess, right? I'm taking this as reverse because it's what it is, all right? It was more in the reverse than it was sideways, okay? I have a hair that's like driving me crazy. Sorry, you guys. And you might hear my girls. They're outside playing with the neighbors, and they might come in, and you might hear them, okay, you guys? So number 5, we're going to talk about not living in the moment, but we need to start thinking about the future, because when you're faced with 5s, when you're faced with these challenges, the 5s are already about you thinking about your past, okay? They're already thinking about the shit that's not working out, right? So that's already what the 5s are about. And I feel like a lot of you guys are right now currently at the 5. I really feel this very strongly, okay? This is why you're having definitely such a hard time trusting your intuition with High Priestess in reverse. You're not divine feminine. You're not divine masculine right now, okay? You're definitely in your 3D world, okay? You're definitely in your human body in restraints, okay? It's okay. We all get there. We all do it. I still do it on the daily, okay? It's a battle from minute to second to minute to day to everything, okay? But what's important to understand here is this is about not staying in the past and moving forward, right? It's the number 5s is about taking a step back, but more importantly, taking that step back so you can literally jump forward, like leap forward, like leapfrog, jump over that bitch, right? Get there, just look at this, get sad, get depressed, realize you're not happy, you don't want it, so that you can turn around and, all right, bitch, I'm gone, right? Get your shit and go. And I don't mean physically leaving somebody. I'm talking about from that mind state, right? Because again, once you get out of that mind state, then everything around you will be easier to deal with. Everything will be easier for you to say, okay, I got to look at this at not only my emotional state, but in a logical way too. Is this good for me? If it's not good for me, is it worth even speaking on? Is it even worth communicating about? Or is it just better for me to keep my opinions to myself, focus on healthy me, and leave as easy as I can without creating issues? Sorry, my kids are making noises, so it distracts me. But anyways, back to why are you taking a leap forward? I mean, why are you taking a step back so that you can jump forward, okay? So Spirit's telling me here with the High Priestess in reverse, okay, God is telling me that the reason he has you thinking about this past situation or whatever took place with this outer influence and is making you sit there and look back at past memories, okay? Whatever has you looking back saying, man, I wish it was like this again, or I wish I wouldn't have done that. Regardless, when you're looking at anything from present moment past, this is what divine is telling you. I have you looking at these things because you're not trusting your intuition, because you're not trusting me. You're not trusting your path. You're not trusting where you need to be. You're trusting in what you see, what you hear, what you taste, what you smell, what you touch, instead of trusting the answers that are in here. This is exactly why your reading is very, very important, because again, your thoughts are clouding your intuition. Your thoughts are stopping you from this. You need this in the upright, because without this, you can't tell if it's real love or not. Without this, you can't tell if it's the good job for you. Without this, you can't tell what's good for you or not. Without this, you're going to keep manifesting your thoughts. You are. You're a Taurus. Okay, you need to have intuition. So anyways, Spirit has you taking this jump back. He has you really focused, or she, whatever it is that you believe in, has you really focused on these past scenarios so that you can understand that you weren't trusting your intuition. You weren't trusting the power of thought. You took advantage, or not took advantage, because you didn't know, right? It's ignorance is bliss. And I don't mean that in an insulting way. I'm saying very confidently, I do. Ignorance is bliss because you don't understand. You can sit there and argue with someone left and right and think you know it just as much as they can argue with you left and right and think they know it, and both of you can be wrong or both of you can be right, but you don't really know because ignorance is bliss, right? That is this energy. You don't know, right? You don't know how to fully take your thoughts and create manifestation. Well, you don't realize that as a Taurus energy, your thoughts become your reality. And I'm not talking about, again, you have to get rid of expectation here on my channel, okay? I'm not sitting here saying that if you sit there and think, okay, I love this person. if I think this in my head, I love this person, I want them to come back, I'm a Taurus, I can manifest it. Well, yeah, that's true. But don't expect it to be what you think it is, right? Make sure you methodically, literally think about all the options here, right? Because if there's something you're not thinking about and you manifest this mofo and he comes back or she comes back and she was worse or he was worse than what it was when you met him, and then you're like, fuck, why did I do that, right? Then you got yourself a stalker case, or you got yourself someone who just runs again and leaves you sad and still in this state of mind, right? So this is that decision, right? Make the decision, figure out what you're going to do, because you know now, Taurus, that your powers that are given by God is the power to think, not the power to entrap yourself, but the power of thought. It's up to you to take those thoughts, all those thoughts in your head, and organize them, create a clear plan, look at both decisions, and make a damn decision. Once you make the decision, I promise you, the things you're not manifesting will come to manifestation. Again, release the expectation though, because you can sit there and say, okay, I want to be a millionaire, right? So I'm going to manifest it because, hey, Empress Egypt said, I'm a Taurus. If I just think it, it manifests. Okay, so yeah, all right, release those expectations, because I promise you, you may be a millionaire, but you might be a millionaire in pesos, right? And I'm not talking about like it's art. I think you get what I'm saying. You may be a millionaire and have a million fishes, right? You may be a millionaire and have a million pennies. Like, you know, the concept of worth is not earthly. So it's important to understand that when you're here on my channel and when you're getting a reading, that yes, we do incorporate the 3D into the 5D or the 5D into the 3D, but ultimately the expectations cannot be 3D, okay? Because again, you can be the richest man in the world or the richest chick in the world, and I'm talking about dollar bills, right? You can be in the private jet, you can have all the name brand, do what you want, right? Anything you want, snapping your finger is there. You can have it, but you could still be the shittiest, miserablest person ever, all right? So it's important to understand that wealth is something that comes from in, that is only gained and attained by above, period, okay? All right, with that being said, let's get into number 6. Woo! Number 6 is the start over, all right? So now you've taken this step back, right? God says, hey, look, I'm gonna make you think about the past. I'm gonna remind you of the past. I'm gonna remind you of the past with the people you love the most. Why? Because you're taking advantage of my thoughts. My thoughts that I've given you. You have chosen to tie yourself up and not use them. You have chosen to stay in the mind of maniacs with all these amazing thoughts I give you because you chose to look at it from your material perception, right? In the negative, not in the positive. Therefore, you can't manifest. Shit's not working out in your life. So I'm going to have you revisit this. I'm going to have you go back on it so that you can understand when you didn't trust your intuition, all right? So you can see now the roots you planted. So let's see where you start, right? Now knowing this, now knowing that you took this step back so that you could jump forward, where are you going to jump forward to? All right? More importantly, the 6s are all about partnerships, okay? This is why you will commonly see with the 6 of Cups, it's about union, twin flame, soulmate connection. Even with the 6 of Swords, right? It's about winning, usually with someone, partnerships, right? So again, divine is a part of the triangle always, right? Whether this is Holy Spirit, whatever it is that you think, right? One of those dots is always divine, right? Because without divine, the creator, you don't exist, okay? Important to understand. So that dot, the main top dot is always of a triangle, right? The main top dot is always divine. So then you connect yourself, right? Where are you at? Then, of course, it's the other person, right? Now, you can look at it in different situations, too. It doesn't have to be those 3 dynamics. Like I said, you can put who you need to at those points, okay? My point is that, again, to be able to fully start with these 6s, you have to understand that there's got to be the connection, okay? So, again, put who you need to with this third-party situation, okay? Put your dots where you need to. But get those dots in line because that's who this is going to apply to, okay? Not physical person. I'm talking, yes, physical person, but I'm talking about the connection between you, right? And I'm not talking about how this person feels for you, what they say behind your back, how you feel for them. I'm talking about this that has all these thoughts in your head, the connection, the energy, okay? All right, so what is the start over? What is the start over here? What is card number 6 for my Tauruses? Please show me what I need to see when it comes to the start over. This is all about the honor and glory. Too many cards. Wow, the King of Pentacles, though, and the Ten of Swords. Interesting. Again, we'll clarify love in the extended, you guys, okay? Unless there's something that comes through in here that I just really feel strongly I need to, again, clarify, right? All right, so this is about, again, the honor, the glory here, right? What is it that we are going to be renewing, exchanging? What is it that's going to be starting over, okay? So again, because this is that step back, how you went to the past, what is it that's going to be renewed, right? If you put those dots together, right? If the decision you make is to connect these dots and to not connect, again, it just depends on the decision you make. But you need to understand why the decision is so important. Both choices are so important here, right? Spirit, show me card number 7, please. I'm sorry, 7, 6, the start over, the renewal, the recharge. Wow. Ten of Swords wanted to come out. It came out once, came out twice. Interesting, very interesting. So I feel like, honestly, you want to restart when it comes to all the burdens, right? All the issues that these thoughts have caused. Personal readings. I do personal readings. I have a few appointments left for the month of July, you guys. Really limited. I have a few evening next week, and then I think I have one the last day of the month. I have to look at my schedule, you guys. But anyways, Odwin, I believe I said your name right. I hope I pronounced that right over on Facebook. If you want a personal reading, just send me an email. My email address is up above on Facebook in the description up there. Send me an email. I do personal readings. Just send me an email. Be like, hey, Empress Egypt, I would like a personal reading, and I'll send you over a price list, okay? Personal readings, I do charge for, okay? My free readings here on YouTube are my free readings. I also, too, if you can't afford a personal reading, which it happens, people can't, not saying that you can't, just saying if you can't, if you subscribe over on my YouTube channel, you do automatically enter yourself in to win one of my soulmate readings, which is a 2-hour reading. I always give a soulmate reading away, okay? My next one is 1,000 subscribers, and I believe I'm really close to 700. So in a couple hundred more in 300 more subscribers, I'll be doing a 1,000 subscriber giveaway. And I just randomly choose one of my subscribers. I literally just make sure you're set to public on YouTube, because if I don't see your name, if it's private, I won't announce you. Also, to understand that when you subscribe to my channel, you are going to be mentioned on Instagram if you win. Okay, so if you do not want to be given a shout out, or if you do not want recognition with your name, I highly suggest you create another YouTube and you make it private, or create a fake name, because I will give your name a shout out, your YouTube handle a shout out when it comes to the winner, so that you guys know. Okay, so definitely make sure you're following me on Instagram. My links are also too up above on Facebook, down below for YouTube, you guys. All right. Cursing. Okay, let me talk about curse really quick before I get into this reading. Yes, I do believe in black magic. I do believe in black work, okay, dark work. I am a light worker, though, so I do not acknowledge it, okay? So as far as cursings go, nobody is truly cursed, because if you have the protection of light, if you have the protection of God, they can sit there and do whatever they want to you, but ultimately anybody knows the times 10 applies, right? What you do unto others will come back to you times 10, tenfold, right? So maybe you're not cursed. Maybe it's just the mentality of what you're thinking, okay? Nobody's ever really cursed. Nobody's ever really restrained. The devil really doesn't exist. The devil is a form of self-restraint. It is the material obsession, okay? Same thing with what's going on with Taurus energy here, right? It's the way you're thinking. These thoughts can be positive, but you're choosing to look at them in a negative way. Same thing with this situation, okay? So when it comes to the restart, when it comes to this recharge, when it comes to the renewal here, there's a lot of wanting to renew. You're tired of being held down. You're tired of being held back. You're tired of all these burdens. These burdens are painful. They're exhausting. You're tired of feeling anxious. You're tired of feeling dragged out. You're tired of just everything, right? It's a whole bunch of shit you've been dealing with. And so this energy here is you wanting to recharge with this person. So whatever this person is that is this third party, right? This third influence. It's important to understand that I know you want to release this burden, right? Wow, I just now noticed it was the 8 of Wands. Communication with someone, and the power of love is the deck right now. Interesting, very interesting. I have to break this down. Where are we at on time? I'll go into no longer than an hour and a half, you guys. I have 30 minutes. Okay, cool. We're almost done here. So really quickly, when it comes to the recharge, the renewal here, this is a releasing of burdens, okay? So this is what you want. You no longer want to feel this way. You no longer want to feel like you're not going to have communication with this person, or you're not going to be able to communicate with this person properly. I feel like there's a lot of issues within how you guys communicate, okay? Whether there's no communication or not, there's an issue when it comes to communication, okay? You have to understand that communication comes from here, okay? In my days of drunken, stupid, addicted, whatever, right? I was always like this. And so every conversation I had with someone in this mind state, I could never really fully have a conversation. I didn't realize it because I was thinking like this, right? I was already held back. I was already restrained. I was already held, you know what I'm saying? This is why spirit was, the chariot in reverse was being shown, multiples, right? Being held back. I thought this was divine holding you back, which it is. Divine's holding you back so you can wake up. But it's this energy of always being restrained. So when you communicate, your communication is restrained. Your conversations are restrained, right? Does that make sense? So this is why it's important to understand the releasing of these burdens, okay? You're wanting, in the reverse, you're wanting the third, right? That third point to release these burdens. You don't want to have to release these burdens because you don't want to hurt, because there's emotions involved here. You don't want to hurt this person, right? Or you don't want to be hurt, right? There's this huge emphasis on being let down, right? The emotions being let down, hurting, right? Sadness. So this recharge is going to come to this, right? But it's important to understand the reason this is happening like this, the reason you can't get to this is because you're still going through it. You have to go through this cycle for this to be able to be switched. And even so, this is that releasing of the burdens. Right now, it's like you want the releasing of the burdens, but you don't really know how to, right? So taking this step back so that you can look back and see that you have been restraining yourself. You have been creating the manifestation in your life with your thoughts. This is a collective reading, Yasmin. Yes, collective reading. Sorry, I just now saw you. So again, these thoughts, right? Sorry, I got off track. These thoughts, these negative thoughts in your head, right? It's like, because there's so much, again, that clusterfuck of shit in your head, right? It's just so many thoughts. These thoughts, because you haven't been able to grab a thought and bring it into the manifestation, what's happening is all these thoughts are just being manifested, right? So it's being very inconsistent, very unstable. And again, for my Taurus energy, you're feeling like, what the hell's going on, right? You're looking for answers in the 3D world. Like, is it this person? Why am I feeling like this? Is it this influence? Is it that influence? It's important to understand Spirit's really trying to tell you here that this is you pulling yourself back. And yes, God's helping to pull yourself back so that you can understand that there is something in the decision making. They're not in what God gives you, but in the way you take what God gives you and choose to make decisions, right? What God gives you and how you manifest it, right? The back and forth, not really fully being balanced, more either really too much in the negatives of life or too much in the positives. And for my Tauruses, that's not good for you, right? Because you are you are stable, you are grounded, okay? So again, I feel like these decisions, this releasing, this renewal of these burdens is going to take place when you realize that you have to make this decision, right? So then you go through the proper steps. You're in the current energy of taking that step back so that you can take a step forward, so that you can release the burdens. See, in order to be able to release these burdens, guess what? You have to go through these burdens, straight up. Because without going through these burdens, you don't know what burdens are. Without going through these difficulties, these challenges, you don't get it. You don't understand it. Again, in the same sense of the manifestation, if you were born understanding that you can manifest anything you think, would you not have, I don't even know where you'd be. I'm not saying that in a bad way or a good way. I just don't even know. You may just have already killed everybody else because everything was yours, or you could have given all of your stuff away because you just manifest so easy, so you could just manifest it. I don't know where it would be, right? The point is that you've got to grow, expand, be mature, like before things are fully capable of full manifestation, right? You've got to learn how to do it. Baby steps, right? All right. So now we know what the recharge is going to be. We know that once you make the decision, once you take the step back to be able to lunge forward, it's going to release the burdens, okay? But you have to go backwards first. You have to make a decision and take those steps backwards, all right? So let's go ahead and look at number 7, all right? The great old fears and challenges, and not even challenges. This is the fears from the challenges. This is the fears from all the burdens, all the heartache, all the issues, all the difficulties within this connection, okay? Within the issues of self, right? The not trusting your intuition. Spirit, number 7, the problems and fears, please, the shadow work. The 7s are always about shadow work. I don't know if that's why, if you've noticed, you guys, but when I do a lot of my shadow work readings, I will use 7 cards, right? So shadows, again, problems, fears, the shadow work. Spirit, show me the shadow work, please. Show me the shadow work. Oh, there we go, 7 of Wands. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So 7, shadow work. So your problems and fears are your problems and fears. Your problems and fears are, it's again, the things that you can lose. This is just really, honestly, the recharge, right? The releasing of these burdens is really going to create what it is that you have to lose here. I feel like, honestly, the fact that this card is coming out is telling me that the problems and fears is what you have to lose. The 7s is basically the shadow work. What do you need to face so that you can get rid of it so that you can grow, right? You need to get rid of the problems and fears. It was clarified with problems and fears. So I was trying to see what your problems and fears are, and it's telling me that your problems and fears are your problems and fears. Your problems, right? Not manifesting because your thoughts are just, whoo, child. Your situations with family and friends and this loved one, whoever the 3 points are in this triangle, it's not working right. You don't know if it's good or if it's bad, right? Shit's not working out. Not trusting your intuition. Can't hear your intuition. Well, yeah, you can't hear your intuition. Duh. You can't even if you heard them, you couldn't do anything. It doesn't matter. That's the energy, right? And I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing in the concept of, it's a light energy here, because I feel like when you're sad, it's like, even when you because you're like me, we're Tauruses, right? So it's like, you're only sad when you're sad. When you're not sad, you're not sad, right? It's that kind of energy. It's like, I don't know why I spent 2 weeks on the damn couch. Man, 2 weeks, that was a lot of time that I could have been progressing, right? And I was over here stuck on this person. Why, right? Or why did I allow this person to make me feel this way, right? That kind of energy. It's a lighthearted energy. Even though it bothers you when you're sad, because my Tauruses are so grounded, those emotions can only take over us for so long until we start thinking, okay, it's back to where we need to go, aim it, tunnel vision, get it, right? So Spirit's telling me there's a lot of problems and fears, and that you have to release these problems and fears. Okay, whatever the fears are, whether these fears are, your family's never going to accept the decisions you make, or who you are as a person, or, this person's never going to come back into your life, or my friends, I've known them all my life, they're my only friends, I don't know if I can losing them. Whatever the situation is, like I said, Tauruses, you guys are all going to have different situations, but it's the bottom line is that you have to release those fears. You need to get a hold of your thoughts. Your thoughts are your fears and problems, okay? Your thoughts is the fear. Your thoughts is the problem. Your thoughts need to be organized. Your thoughts, if there's no organization and balance in your thoughts, you're going to keep manifesting the 9 of Pentacles. Nothing's going to work out for you. And if it does work out for you, it's just going to be because God's like, oh, she doesn't realize what she's doing. Let me just throw this her way. Poor child, right? Kind of like a sympathy manifestation, because you don't even fully understand the things you're manifesting. Now, this does not apply to the things that you've worked hard on and you've applied. You've applied manifestation and thought and decisions and actually looking at everything, the methodical thinking, the logical thinking, the practical thinking. That's not these things. This is the things you're not manifesting. all right? The things that have you feeling trapped in your thoughts over this, again, connect the dots triangle, right? So again, Spirit's saying release these fears, release these problems, right? Losing to find out what we want, right? The beautiful thing about this card is once you release these problems and fears, then you have the true Seven of Wands energy. The true Seven of Wands energy, I don't know if you can see this with her spirit, like her energy is just very peaceful because she knows no matter what, through these problems and fears, that everything's going to be okay. She knows that there's still 7 wands, and those 7 wands are going to lead her somewhere, right? Those 7 wands, and especially there's that one, this one wand is really just kind of coming, right? It's coming to her without her even grabbing for it, right? That's the energy of the 7 of Wands. Even though there's problems and fears, once you release those problems and fears, Taurus, you will be able to have things come your way because you release some of those negative thoughts, and all of a sudden that one positive wand starts coming your way. That one positive creation comes in and fills the void of that negative thought. That's when the balancing takes place, right? Because you release some of that negativity, you organize it and say, okay, you know what? This person is saying this, right? This person is not saying this. It makes me feel this way. But I know up here, I'm not that way. So why am I even thinking of it? Because you've allowed that outside influence to put that thought in your head, right? It's a download, but it's not a download from above. Hey, mama, how are you? My mom's on, you guys. So anyways, let's get into number 8. So again, to be able to, again, move forward and really end out this cycle and to be able to start a new cycle, you need to really focus on, again, your thought process. These problems and fears are imaginary, right? Again, the second you start to balance out those thoughts and release some of those negative thoughts, positive thoughts will come in without you even reaching for them, okay? So let's look at number 8. All right, number 8. Number 8s are all about fast movement, right? I'm pretty sure you guys are really familiar if you've been watching a lot of these tarot readings, not just with myself, but all over. You do know that the 8 of Wands is all about communication, right? So when you see it in the upright, it's fast communication. When it's in the reverse, there's stagnation, slow time, right? Slow, right? Very slow. So it's that energy of understanding that it can be either or. But when I'm looking to the placement of number 8, card number 8 is fast moving for me, okay? Fast moving action, all right? So we're going to look at, this is because you were releasing the problems and fears, and because you've gone through all these steps, you've taken a thorough process, right? You've, taken what God has given you, the power to be able to have ideas, right? You've applied it to these third-party situations. Again, connect your dots, right? Different dots for different people. You realize that your thoughts, once you balance them and you create more positive thoughts, that more positive things come to you, and you're no longer not manifesting, you're manifesting, right? You will eventually understand that even your failures are accomplishments, and you'll be thankful, right? And you'll understand the failures and the accomplishments, and you won't be back and forth, okay? You'll understand your intuition, right? The process, the going through it, the making the decisions, the making things happen, the being accomplished, the taking the step back to jump forward. This is the thorough process, right? And so because of this process, you're going to see fast action in the 8s, right? This is the action being taken. Because of the thorough process that was taken, now you're going to see what this process did, right? So Spirit, show me the movement with my Tauruses, number 8, please. Show me the fast movement. Show me the fast movement because of this process. Show me what I need to see. Woo! Ciao! Look what comes your way because you go through this thorough process. You get the King of Cups. That's beautiful energy. This is Prince Charming for those of you who are feminine looking for masculine. This is that sexy stud for my feminine energies who are into masculine feminine energy, right? This is that loving energy. This can also be for my males with their feminines, right? Who have been more in their ego and haven't showed emotions, right? This is the emotional side of whoever it is that you're dealing with, male or female, all right? Sex doesn't apply here. Gender doesn't apply here because gender is very fluid, okay? The King of Cups, though, this is the fast action. This is the self-love of masculine and feminine, right? This is the power to trust your intuition, trust in love, right? Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, more Cancer energy than anything, but this is understanding that God has you. This is understanding that the love that you have is from above. The reward is love. The reward is action with love, right? This can be somebody coming in. This can be your feminine and masculine energies balancing out, right? This is self-love. This is love of a relationship. This can be love for your family members, love for yourself. Remember, the power of love was grounding this energy a few times. So it's that energy of, that's the reward. The reward is happiness and love, right? This is the fast action that takes place because of this thorough process. So if you're looking for a relationship, we'll definitely get into the extended what this is and who this is, because this is a person. This is the King of Swords. It's the person coming through. So this is either your side of you that needs to be more loving with yourself, or the side of you that needs to be more loving with others, or vice versa, because energy is very fluid, right? We'll be clarifying the extended who the King of Swords is. But in this reading, in the general reading here that I'm giving you guys, this is going to be just love, period. Action with love, okay? Trusting your intuition, wearing that crown proudly, right? This is you understanding that you went through a process, you went through something very difficult, and you came out victorious, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at number 9. Where are we at in time? Ooh, getting there. We got 15 minutes. Number 9, please, Spirit, the completion. Show me what I need to see. So this is going to talk about the joy, the complete, not too many cards, you guys. All right, so this is going to be talking about the joy, okay? Success, prosperity in the moment, okay? The moment, right? Living in the moment, loving it, okay? So even though this may have been a tough cycle, it may have been painful, this next card is really going to be symbolic for the happiness of getting through this cycle, for coming out victorious of this cycle, learning something from this cycle. Now, again, remember, you guys all had that one question in the very beginning. I hope you're still asking the same question throughout all of these cards, because it will really help with the energy of these cards. But if not, go back and rewatch the reading and focus on that question, okay? Because number 9 is the joy and happiness in this. This is the content with what decisions you have made, the energy you have put in. All right, Spirit, show me card number 9, please. Card number 9, completion. Show me the completion, Spirit. Show me the happiness, the joy, the content. There we go. Interesting. The Ace of Wands in reverse. Very, very interesting. So I do feel like this has to do with blockages with the creativity, right? Knight of Cups at the bottom. Ooh, okay. Okay, this just took a little bit of a different turn. So this is going to be going into love, okay? So honestly, the happiness here that you have, it's like you're holding on to something that is not very intimate, something that is not very creative, something that has, okay. The best way to explain this is comparing it to this 3 of Cups, because this is what the reading is about. Okay, so I have to look at it from 3 different situations, okay? So if this is about your intuition and your difficulties with trusting intuition, divine process, you know, the more spiritual side of things, this is going to be whatever has been blocking your intuition, what has been blocking your capability of understanding what that is, right? That blockage you've been having here is because these thoughts have stopped you from being creative, right? These negative thoughts have consumed you so much that you took happiness in not creating. Not that you took happiness in it. It's just that you were content with it. You were fine with it, okay? So this has a lot to do with the energy of understanding that it's just an immature way of loving yourself here, right? It's not fully, it's just an immature energy of emotions, right? So it was not fully understanding what your thoughts could do to you and how it could create in the actual manifestation world, right? The material world, right? So again, for some of you guys, you were really content with not creating, not growing, not having an intimate connection. It's not that you didn't not want it or want it. It's that you were okay with what you had. Again, remember, strong significance because it's lining up under this card. Remember, like I was saying, it's back and forth. 1 minute it's like, yeah, I don't want to be around this person, or I don't want to be dealing with this connection. I need to move on. Or it's either, I'm just going to stay. I can never be alone, right? Or it's, oh, I can't even deal with them. And then the next minute you're like, oh, I love them, right? It's a very back and forth energy. This isn't confident with the failures. This isn't confident with the accomplishments, right? It's not confident. It's back and forth, lack of confidence, right? This lack of confidence creates, it's all running together. Does that make sense? There's no creativity. There's blockages. There's blockages from the way you think, to the way you manifest, to this outer influence, to you not knowing what's right or wrong. So ultimately, you have to make this decision when it comes to your thought process so that you can release this blockage, because you were very content, because again, it was, I don't know, whatever, right? Very content here. Very content with your situation. This is why it's important. You've got to decide, are you okay with where you're at, right? What was the question? Is this everything you want? This situation, is this everything you want? If you could look at it on the everything that you could possibly have, is this everything you want? Okay. That's the question I want you to ask yourself over the next few days until the next reading. Okay. All right. We'll do another reading next week, Taurus, but until next week. Okay. Or until the extended. All right. So again, for those of you guys who this is an emotional situation, right? A family member, a friend, or a lover, okay, or a karmic situation. Whatever this is with this, again, the triangle, you're going to have to put who you need to in those dots. Because of this lack of intimacy, because of this lack of birth, of creation with these people, okay, and it doesn't even have to be intimacy in a sexual way. You can be intimate with family members, right? This is where you really express who you are, your emotions, the things that you don't normally tell people, right? So again, don't think that intimacy is just sex, right? That's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring about the intimate conversations, the deep conversations, right? I feel like, again, there's this disconnect. So again, whether these people just aren't encouraging you, or they're influencing you in a negative way, or your thoughts in some type of way that has you feeling this again, entrapment, these self-restraints, right? Whatever's going on in this situation, you have to be able to ask yourself, okay, am I okay with this? Do I want more, or am I content with this situation long enough? Okay, so even if this is, again, sexual, right? If this is someone, an ex from your past, a blast from the past that you can't seem to let go of, because a lot of those come through in my readings, you guys, so I have to address those too. It's like, because of this lack of intimacy, or this lack of creation between you two, this lack of a new beginning between you two, the creation, right? The long term of you, it's got you blocked. You're content with where you're at. It's not that you're content with the situation. You want the situation. You want to start new. But again, you're content because you haven't asked yourself the question, is this everything you want, right? You have to start asking yourself those questions. You have to make a decision based off of that. You really do, okay? All right, so let's get into card number 10, the final card of the night, and then we will clarify maybe one thing, and then we will get into the extended within 48 to 72 hours, depending on how many of you guys buy that collective and how quickly of you guys, buy that extended reading, all right? Number 10 is the ending, but it's important to understand that 1 plus 0 is 1. So even though it's the ending, it's the beginning, right? It's the ending and the beginning, all right? So this is going to be the ending that you're aiming for, okay? What is it that you, long-term end game, right? Why are you going through this here? What is it that you want with this third party? What is it that you want to manifest? What is it that you want to release here, okay? What is it that you want to be content and peaceful with? Okay, what is it that you weren't trusting your intuition with, that you want really bad? All right, Spirit, what's card number 10, please? Show me card number 10 for my Tauruses, please. That was quick. Ooh, the King of Pentacles. Interesting. So I do feel like, honestly, with the 10 of Pentacles, there's a few things here. Like I said, we're going to be clarifying both of the kings. We'll clarify in the extended the King of Cups as well as the King of Pentacles here, because these are two male energies, right? Masculine energies. In this collective reading, though, I'm taking this as you manifesting, right? Coming from this Nine of Pentacles in reverse, having difficulties manifesting around you, whether this is love, life, money, prosperity, value, whatever it is, job, whatever, okay? People, places, and things, put yourself where you need to and what you need to. But anyways, the way you were thinking about it had you not manifesting properly in the real life with the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, right, in the 3D. Not sure which way to go, not sure what to do, feeling very unsure, but just content because you didn't really know what actions to take, right? What decisions to make. In game is the King of Pentacles, to fully manifest everything that it is that you want. This is a wise man, right? And not even a wise man, a wise masculine energy. So this is an energy that goes after things, that achieves, but this is somebody who is also very soft and very patient, right? This person has all the answers. And I'm not talking about in a cocky way. I'm talking about when you want advice, this is the person you go to. When you want money advice, love advice, stability advice, any advice that you could possibly think of, this is the energy you go to. The King of Pentacles is someone who doesn't need protection, but is protected because of the experiences they go through and the understanding of manifestation, the understanding of thought, and how negative thoughts can apply to a person and how positive thoughts can apply to a person. This is the energy of someone who understands the emotions of negative and positive and understands how these emotions can affect these thoughts. The King of Pentacles is someone who can manifest because they know how to properly think, organize, feel, and they think about how they feel, but they also feel about how they think, right? It's the balancing of both. The King of Pentacles is someone who, again, is just an amazing energy. And this is Taurus energy, right? This is more Virgo, Capricorn, but this is Taurus energy too. It's the energy of being in your power. Whether this is Queen of Pentacles, whether this is Queen of Pentacles or King of Pentacles, doesn't really mind, doesn't really matter. The only difference between really the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles is the Queen of Pentacles is more emotional, more nurturing, more loving. The King of Pentacles is a little bit more assertive, more directive, a little bit just more assertive, period, right? More in the action of things than in the emotions of things. But both of them manifest very equally. And a pair of Queen and King Pentacles is a beautiful energy. Of course, that's not on the table, but I'm just saying, period, right? Anyways, you guys, so this is what ending you're aiming for. That's a beautiful ending to really aim for. It really is here. All right, so the completion will take place, okay? I am telling you right now that if you take the proper steps and you are very thorough about every step you take, from your accomplishments, your failures, to the things you don't manifest, to the situations around you, to the way you think, right? And to the releasing of these things, right? And to the actually just saying, okay, here you go. I've got this. I'm going to take the actions I need to for myself, for my journey, for my path, for my well-being, so that I can manifest better for myself. And of course, what you end up doing is you end up leading by example. The Two of Wands is not on the table, but the Two of Wands is something to talk about very highly in all new beginnings, because in all new beginnings, it's important to understand that you have to love yourself, respect yourself, and thus in return, you end up loving and respecting others, and then the energy is reciprocated. It is just bouncing off each other, respect and love, okay? So this is end game, right? This is exactly what you want. You want to be able to really grow and see the processes that you're taking and be thorough with every step so that you can achieve what it is that you're aiming for, okay? So I do want to clarify one thing before we go on. Where we at 128? We're good, right? And then we will get into the extended, like I said, once I get at least 5 or 6 of you guys that have purchased the extended. Again, if you guys want to purchase the extended, PayPal link down below, send me the $5 and then send an email and be like, hey, Empress Egypt, I just purchased the extended to Taurus, and then I'll send you the link in your email address, okay? All right. So, I don't even know where to go. Woo! Do y'all have a certain card y'all want me to clarify here? There's a lot here. Y'all let me know if there's a certain card you want me to clarify. Do you want me to clarify the thoughts? Do you want me to clarify what comes into you once you release the problems and fears? Do you want me to clarify one of these kings here? Y'all let me know. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes. Y'all tell me. I figured I'd interact with you guys just a little bit. If you guys don't answer in a few minutes, I'll just go ahead and pick one, okay? I'll go over your comments really quick before we do. I believe I said hi, one queen, right, Yadi? I hope I did. Hi, Rosie. Let's see. Odwin, I already said hi. All right, Yasmin, I said hi. Okay, nobody else has said anything, so let's go ahead and just start clarifying here. I am going to go ahead and clarify the 7 of Wands. I'm not going to lie to you. I want to find out what opportunities come when you release these fears and problems, because honestly, men or women, actual people, don't really matter when it comes to the expansion of self. Yes, they have influence, like you can see with the 3 of Cups in reverse. But as you know through experience, these influences can actually stunt your growth, stagnation in your growth and all that. So I want to see what happens when you release these fears here, okay? Breaking the deck, we have the Devil in reverse. You get rid of codependency, right? We also have the 3 of Cups. Interesting. Very interesting energy. So I do feel like once you release these problems and fears, you release the codependency on this third party, okay? So maybe something's been happening where these people have been putting you down, and financially you have to depend on them. Maybe, third-party situations with lovers, just focusing on them has you not creating things and being codependent. Regardless, when you release these fears, you release the codependency on these third-party situations, okay? All right. There's the 10 of Cups. When you release those problems and fears, you get the 10 of Cups. Wow. With these 3 of Cups, with the 3 of Cups. So whether you get what I'm saying, you get full happiness even with these 3-party situations once you release the problems and fears. Very interesting how I'm getting answered just by breaking the deck. That's beautiful. The Chariot. Look, the Chariot's in the upright now. Now you take fast action, right? Once you release these problems and fears, you take fast action with balance, with justice, with beautiful, right? Balancing positive and negative, balancing decisions, balancing failures and accomplishments. It's here. Look, 10 of Cups is in reverse, but it's here, right? In other words, you get justice because, again, when you take care of these things and you address for what it is, you get rewarded in the things you were unhappy with. Make sense? 2 of Swords in reverse, 10 of Cups in reverse. So I feel like once you release these problems and fears, it's like the blindfold has been released. These 2 opposing forces are no longer fighting. Once you release them, right? So there's no more butting of heads. There's no more issues, right? There's no more swords clinging every time, right? Because in the reverse, it's faith restored. You're restoring the peace, right? You're no longer seeing things from that perception. Now you're seeing things from both perceptions. So you're able to release those 2 opposing forces and say, okay, here's this force and here's this force. Now I can see I need to make a choice. This is one choice and this is the other choice. Not just, okay, this is what I want, I'm going after it. Does that make sense? So again, once you release these fears, that's what it is, right? You release those 2 opposing forces. You release the unhappiness, all right? All right, Spirit, let's go. Let's clarify number 7, please, Spirit. What's going on with number 7 of Wands? Releasing the problems and fears, Spirit. What happens when we release these problems and fears? The 8 of Wands, fast communication. Is that not what we were just saying, right? So again, I feel like this is exactly what I was saying in the very beginning, how I was feeling. Queen of Wands, yeah. Bottom of the deck, things that didn't get achieved. Lack of wish fulfillment, okay, when it comes to these emotions. So I feel like whatever's happening with this third-party situation, again, 3 different situations, friends, lovers, and family, okay? Or divine and you, and there's a blockage between that, okay? Multiple situations here. Put yourself where you need to. Don't make things fit. But this third-party situation has created a lot of problems and fears within the way you think, okay? So once you start releasing these problems and fears, the things that don't make you happy, right? You feel like there's something that happened, or there is something that happened here with this influence that created a lack of wish fulfillment. So if it's a lover that went somewhere else, you're feeling like they were your wish and you don't have them, okay? If you're fighting with family members, it's making you very uncomfortable. It's making you have more thoughts than you need to have. And so there's a lot of creation of not being happy, not having wish fulfillment when it comes to your family members. Same thing with friends, okay? Again, coworkers, whatever the situation is. Everybody wants to call me. Sorry, you guys. Anyways, so once you release these fears, okay, you get the 8 of Wands. This is fast communication. I was telling you, I feel like because of all these thoughts, again, remember what I was telling you when I was in this mindset? When I was in this mindset, I had problems with alcohol, problems with drugs. And in my mind, I thought I was okay. I didn't realize that my own thoughts restrained me and held me back, right, from communication. So when you're in this mindset and you don't fully understand it, what happens is, even though you think you know what you're speaking, when you speak, because you're in this mindset, you're speaking these words. You're speaking with this kind of energy. Even if you're speaking positive, you still have this that is, do you get what I'm saying? This is where this comes from. Wait, this is where this comes from. I have to say that right. So when I'm in this mindset, when I was in this mindset, every time I tried to communicate with anybody, because Swords is all about communication, right? Anytime I tried to communicate with anybody, I thought I was in my right mind. I thought I was normally fine. I thought I was fine and that I was communicating fine, but I couldn't even speak right. I couldn't understand right because of the way I thought wasn't right, right? That's this energy, right? So it's you understanding that these thoughts, right? Releasing these thoughts, releasing the fears and the problems within those thoughts, okay? Balancing out the negative and positive thoughts. Getting rid of so much shit in your head, so much thoughts in your head that hold you back, right? The negative thoughts that restrain you, the negative thoughts that hold you back and create stagnation. Once you release the problems and fears, you release that. You get the communication you need. Because again, when you're not in that mind of maniacs and you're more clear in your thoughts, you speak more clear. You speak more pronounced. You speak more clearly. You also think before you speak, so you don't just say things based off of how you feel. You don't hurt people's feelings, and people don't take advantage of your emotions, right? You release these problems, you release these fears, and you can communicate the things that you want to take action towards. You can communicate the things that you want to create and build, right? You can communicate with these third-party influences, right? Because now you can actually hear them because you think and you can speak correctly. Because even when you're in a mind of maniac state and you're not really thinking clearly and you've got too much on your head, let me tell you something, you're not going to hear right either. Communication is heard and spoken, okay? You have to listen and speak. So that's this energy. Once you release these problems and these fears, once you release these fears and problems within your thought process, your manifestation will no longer be negative. It will be positive, okay? You will have the communication you need once you release these fears, okay? Queen of Wands energy. Once you release these fears, you become the Queen of Wands, okay? I have Leo in my chart. I'm a Leo moon. I relate to fire energy. I absolutely love my fire energy, okay? Leo energy here. I don't know what that was. I'll cut it out. But anyways, the Queen of Wands energy, this is Spirit saying, look, once you release these problems and fears, you are going to possess the fire energy. You are going to possess the action, the ambition, the direction, the influence, the inspiration, the passion, the intimacy, just like in my intro, the mind-blowing creativity, right? Once you release these problems and fears, your creative juices are going to start flowing. I promise you. Once you start organizing your thoughts and you release one negative thought, all of a sudden, that one wand is going to kind of just pop up out of nowhere. You're going to be just so into, you know, where you're at and what you're doing with self. You're not going to even see this new passionate creation coming your way. It's just all of a sudden going to be in your head and you're like, you know what? I feel like doing this, and you're going to do it, and it's going to be victorious, and you're going to manifest. That's what this is, right? Once you release those problems and fears, you can start creating things. I promise you. I'll use me and my mom as an example. When I first started YouTube, I was doing makeup and all that stuff, and I even got into a little bit of everything, right? But my channel for 2 years never succeeded, right? For 2 years, I put in a lot of time and effort on a YouTube channel, and it was just a really cutthroat industry. And honestly, doing makeup just wasn't, I mean, there was a lot of big name people like Jaclyn Hill and Jeffree Star, and come on, someone like me just can't compete with someone like that. So it was a niche that was just really hard to compete in. So point is that in the very beginning, my mother, my father, and even a few other people were like, dude, you can't be a YouTuber. You're not gonna, what are you talking about, right? And so it was very hard for them to understand because one, it's the social media is totally new to a lot of middle aged and older people, right? It's just they're just now learning how to use their phones. Well, not just now learning, but there's a lot of technology that is technology, excuse me, has only been around for about what, 15, 20 years, really. So anyways, my point is that my mom didn't even really know what YouTube was, honestly, right? Neither did really my dad. I don't even think my dad really still doesn't know what YouTube is, right? It is what it is, right? They're older. They don't really care about how we care about things. So anyways, my point is in the very beginning, I had a lot of influence outside of me that didn't understand where I was coming from. I have a great mom. She never talked bad about me or bad mouth me. She would always say, just do what you think, sweetheart, backing me up. But my point is that they didn't understand what YouTube was. They didn't understand that maybe, I could be successful. Shoot, even myself didn't understand it. And for 2 years, honestly, I gave up because I didn't think I could. And something inside me was like, you know what? I'm going to stop living in fear and I'm going to do something that I want to do. My fear was afraid that people were going to judge me based off of what I do because it's very taboo, right? So for me, it was really hard even showing my face. This is why if you go back to my videos, you'll notice when I first came on, I did not show my face at all. And finally, I said, you know what? Bam, just like my mom said with fear. I had that fear. I released that fear. And when I did, let me tell you, my channel's grown kind of fast. I mean, not extremely fast. I'm not huge or anything like that. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying that once you release those fears and you no more have an expectation of what things are going to look like, because when I first started my YouTube channel, I had expectation. I was like, it's got to be this way and it's got to be this way. And if I'm not famous by this time, and so I was consumed in numbers. I was consumed in how many views did the video get? I was consumed in how many likes. When I came doing this because it is a calming energy. It is a healing energy. It is a form of therapy, motivation. It has helped me in ways that are beyond understanding for people who don't believe in these taboo kind of things. But for me, I don't put my power in these cards. I put my power in me. I put my power in balance. I put my power in God, okay? So for me, when I stopped looking at things with an expectation, I said, you know what? I'm not going to fear this anymore. I'm not going to fear if somebody gets more views than me. I'm not going to create problems that should never exist, right? So I released the fear and I jumped on here and I started doing something that I absolutely loved. And let me tell you something. This has been able to get me by when I was a hairdresser, I had issues that couldn't get me by. This has got me by. My point is behind it, you guys, is not this or what I did before. My point behind it is once I released those fears and I stopped looking at the expectation on things. How many views should you get? How many subscribers should you get? When I stopped looking at that and I just started doing something that I loved and I didn't allow negativity to be a part of it, you guys hear in my introduction, what do I say? If you have any kind of negativity, if you don't like who I am, go ahead and exit stage left because you will be blocked and deleted. I don't have time for negativity. I have been working too hard to allow negativity to consume me. I'm not perfect. I still have anger issues. I still have things to work on, like saying ultimately 20 million times in a video, like drinking water, okay? I still have quitting smoking. I still have lots of things that I have to work on. I am not perfect. Don't get me wrong. I still look at my views sometimes. I have to put my phone down and say, you know what? Not today, Satan, right? Same thing with politics. I have to turn off the television because my political views probably wouldn't agree. A lot of people probably wouldn't agree with my political views, but where I'm at politically is because I've done the research on both sides. I've seen the facts, and I'm not talking about television, okay? So for me, it's a lot of releasing problems and fears by just turning it off, shutting it off, because I can get so consumed with what the television is showing me that I will literally be on my couch depressed. I don't know if you guys noticed, but for 2 weeks I was not on, okay? Yes, I was thinking about something from the past, but more importantly, it was because of everything I was seeing on my television that had me thinking about the past, right? the racism, the protests, the riots, the separation, the disunion, the hatred, the evil, the fighting. I don't care what you say. If what you say is the most negative thing ever and that's what you want to say, so be it. Whatever. I don't care. What I care about is me, my value, my wealth. What you think and what you say does not affect who I am, okay? So that's where I'm at with releasing these problems and fears. In order for you to get in the Queen of Wands energy, you have to say, okay, you know what? I love my third party situations. I love my family. I love my friends. I love my ex. I love my whoever. Again, you connect the three dots. I love God. I love my intuition. Whatever it is, you have to start looking at it and saying, you know what? I love all of this outside influence. I love the world, but I am not of the world. I am me, and my value matters, and how I feel matters. And I have to stop allowing the outside influence to stagnate me, to stop me from expanding, to stop me from growing as an individual and living, right? Because your time is limited, right? We're only here for so long. And if you guys are over the age of 30, you'll understand that time goes by extremely fast, extremely fast. You don't understand that concept until you actually hit your mid 30s. And I only say that because I'm literally just now experiencing it, right? 37 years old. And let me tell you, I am scared shitless at how fast my life has gone by. My oldest daughter turned 17. I cannot believe it. Just yesterday, I was 21. I swear to God, addicted to drugs, living my life, partying, see the wrinkles, partying, living life up. Yes, I had a lot of problems and fears. I also had a lot of issues within the way I thought and what I was manifesting in my life. My point is if there's any of you guys that are younger, I hope these messages resonate for you. Of course, anybody middle-aged and older, I relate with you guys. We're on the same journey together. But for our younger generations, it's important that we lead by example. It's important that we show them a better future because things are changing, okay? Energy is changing. So I know I went off the deep end there for a little bit. I hope this made sense to you guys. I hope this resonated. But you do need to be in this Queen of Wands energy, okay? You need to have passion for yourself. You need to have influence for yourself, drive, ambition, creativity for yourself. And you need to embrace the Queen of Wands energy. I know you're an earth sign. I know you're grounded. Maybe you do have fire in your chart like me. Again, I'm a Taurus sun. I'm a Leo moon. So, same instant, you could have fire in your chart. More importantly, it's taking on the Queen of Wands energy, right? Taking action when it comes to the things that you think and dream about, period. Taking action to the things that make you feel good, make you happy, and that will make you feel good and make you happy, okay? And look, you can manifest it, okay? It's here. This is the aim game. Thorough, very thorough. Be thorough in your decisions. Be thorough in your actions and every step you take. Don't take that step without knowing what that step is and where it's going, okay? Don't take that step without understanding that when you take that step, you might fall 3 back. But every time you fall 3 steps back, you're going to leap forward. And you're going to leap with the sun. You're going to leap with growth and expansion, all right? So with that being said, that's all I have for you guys. In the extended, we are going to be tapping into the King of Pentacles energy. We're also going to be tapping into the King of Cups energy, okay? I'm also going to be looking at what's going on within this lack of intimacy and this third-party situation, okay? So, of course, in the extended, we're going to really be tapping into these, again, these 2 kings here, the third-party situation, this outer influence, and, of course, just the lack of intimacy, what's going on really here with these thoughts, okay? So, again, for those of you guys purchasing the extended, I'll see you in the extended. 24 hours to 72 hours, and we'll do the live extended, you guys. Actually, I'm probably going to set the date to do the extendeds on Monday. I'm not going to lie. I forgot. We are going to my parents this weekend in Freeport, and I will not be able to do any videos. So I honestly I hope to do the extended by Friday. If not, you guys, it might be set for Monday, okay? So just understand that I'm going to set most of my days on Mondays to do the extendeds, okay? So you have a few days to purchase the extended if you need to. $5 PayPal link is down below. Don't forget, if you guys send me the money via PayPal, make sure you send me an email to back up that you've made that payment. You don't have to send me a shot. I'll have it. But if your name is differ, I also just need an email so I know what extended you want, okay? And I know where to send the link to, okay? Also, personal readings, email me, same thing, ask for a price list. I'll send it your way. My prices are a little bit higher than everybody else, you guys, but I do go into detail, okay? I dive deeper than this, okay? Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share, do all the good stuff. For those of you guys purchasing the extended, I'll see you guys in the extended in a few days. If not, personal reading maybe. Again, I only have a few spots available, you guys. So as soon as I'm booked up, I'll just close down my books until next month. So I'm doing it by month, okay? I didn't want to book 6 months in advance, and to me, it doesn't give everybody an option to get a reading. So I figure if I just do it month to month, it gives people time to actually, it gives people an option, or not an option, but a possibility, right? I love you guys. Don't forget, you can also donate to my channel. Donations are greatly appreciated. Also, too, I am going to be getting a P.O. box this week, and I am going to be having a wish list. So if there are certain tarot decks you want to see me use, you guys can always buy me tarot decks and send them my way. Obviously, I have a collection and I buy a lot, but I don't buy every day. I probably buy 1 or 2 new decks a month, maybe a couple of weeks. So if there are decks that you want to see me work with, or if there's just stuff that you want to send me, fan mail, anything, I will be offering you guys a P.O. box soon. Okay? All right. I'm also thinking about doing like some type of love letters type of thing. And don't quote me yet. We're going to see what happens. I have so much going on with the launching of Awoke Cosmos. Also, too, follow me on Instagram, you guys, at Awoke Cosmos. I didn't put the description up above or down below, but I am launching a bath beauty line. I'm going to start off with the bath line. I will be doing bath bombs. We're going to be doing bath powder, milk powder baths, all kinds of stuff, shampoos. I've got lotion bars, list goes on and on, okay? But I am going to be launching, I have decided, a friend of mine actually suggested it yesterday, especially because you guys can see, I love Halloween. It's my favorite time of the year. Matter of fact, here in my home, it's Halloween all year long. Yes, it's true. And my Christmas tree stays up all year long too. And I decorate it according to holidays. So don't knock me. It is what it is. But anyways, I am going to be launching Awoke Cosmos on October 31st, as long as everything goes according to plan. So definitely make sure you're following me on Awoke Cosmos. As soon as I start taking the pictures of my products, I'm waiting for a few more things as far as the marketing side goes and the shipping side goes. So as soon as everything is good, I will start uploading videos for you guys. I was going to do oils. I decided not to do oils, you guys, but I will be selling herbs. I will be selling herbs to add to your baths. I'll be doing all kinds of stuff. Matter of fact, my milk bath is one of my favorite things. I've got rose and oatmeal milk baths. I've got lavender. I've got all kinds of milk baths, you guys. Super excited to launch my line, okay? I know I've been talking about it. Also, too, I'm going to be running a special. I do have 25 purple bubble mailers, okay? In these 25 bubble mailers are samples, okay? They're little vials. They're sample vials of the milk bath. Now, I will tell you, it's not going to be the full-size milk bath. The full-size milk bath, you could pour the whole container in and get like a real milky bath. If not, you can just use a little bit at a time and just kind of make it like a foggy look. But I have decided to sell the herbs separate from the milk bath. Yes, there is ground up, of course, everything's pretty much all natural minus the preservative. But my point is, you guys, is that if you don't want big stuff in the bath, like if you don't want actual like rose petals and stuff like that in the bath, I am going to also be selling vials of just the rose petals, rose buds, cherry blossoms, all that stuff. But anyways, you guys, just be following me on Awoke Cosmos and I'll start uploading those pictures. But back to the 25 packages. So if any of you guys are influencers, okay, which means if you have an Instagram page, if you have a Facebook page, and I'm talking about professional, meaning content creator, influencer, like maybe you have a blog post or maybe you review things, you don't have to have any requirements as far as how many people follow you, but you do have to have been on for a little while at least, you know what I'm saying, trying to get your page found or whatever, right? I am going to be sending 25 of these bubble mailers to influencers, okay? I do have about 10 of them already gone. So if you guys are interested, I am going to be posting a post on Instagram. When I post that post, I am going to have you guys choose numbers. And for the rest that are left that I don't have already taken, I am going to be letting you guys a chance to win them. All right. So again, all free, completely free. I will put everything when I post it on Instagram. I'm still working out the logistics on it. But you will have to post a picture with my product, okay? You will have to tag me and you will have to give me a review. But I want you to give me an honest review. So if you don't like it, this is before I actually launch my line, okay? So I need people to test my product for me. That's what these packages are gonna be, okay? So I'm gonna be working on those here soon. I will be posting that soon. So make sure you're following me on Instagram so that you guys see that post, and you can obviously post down below your number so you can get a shout out, or you can try to get those packages, all right? All right, you guys, I love you. Stay blessed. I love you, my Tauros. I love you, my Terranians. Stay blessed. Blessed be. I will see you guys next week. For those of you guys getting the extended, I'll see you either Friday or Monday, okay? Because remember, all my extendeds are live now. I want to do them live because I feel like it's a better experience for you guys, including all my readings, you guys. All of my personal readings are just like this live, okay? Now, for those of you catching this on replay, don't forget to let me know down below how you guys liked my intro. It is a new intro. Hopefully you guys liked it. For all of you guys who have been on during this reading, I love you guys. Thank you for all of your energy. I appreciate it. Hopefully I answered all of your questions for you. What's up, Taurus Squad? All right. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here. I gotta cook dinner and then I gotta get back on and do 2 more videos tonight. So you guys will see me on again. We will be getting into Gemini as well as Cancer later on tonight. All right. Stay blessed, my beautiful souls. I love you. You got this. I see it with your King of Pentacles, right? Energy, all right? I see you manifesting. Love you. Stay blessed. Again, blessed be. And I'll see you guys next week, all right? Bye.